Hi YouTube friends, it's Diaper Kiddo Jason, and Domino is here with me today. She hasn't really gotten to be featured in a video for a while, and I think she was starting to get a little jealous, honestly. So she's going to be in the video with me today. And there are a few things that I wanted to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm so dried out today. My mouth is super dried out. And this is a great opportunity to show off. I don't know if it's focusing very well, but my Paw Patrol bottle, which I may have to take a few hits off of during the course of this video because I'm super dried. My mouth is just very dry. But it's also, once again, approximately 1 million degrees here in Florida. So I'm going to try to keep this video a little shorter this week, just because I know that the last couple of videos that I've done ran on the long side. So I'm going to try to compress things a little bit for this week. I don't mind talking to you guys at length, but I know it can probably get a little boring sometimes. The topics that I talked about in my last two videos that were, quite as long as they were, I felt like that they really needed the extra time and attention and focus to really be able to get my points across. And so, that's why the videos ran as long as they did. But this week's video, I'd like to kind of keep it quick and simple, I guess. And I did want to kind of give you guys a few updates on what's going on in my life right now. So I think I mentioned before, and I don't remember which video it was in, but I think I mentioned before that I had applied for a position as a freelance video editor with a company on the west coast of the United States. Where I would be doing video editing for them from here, working sort of remotely. And the good news is I heard back from the company today. They're still very interested in me, and thanks to my friend who works for that company who kind of put my name in the hat in the first place, they're now also interested in having me write for them, and on professional writing. And so in addition to editing videos, I would also be scripting them, which is kind of super. And, you guys have seen my videos here on YouTube. I have a lot of recent experience with video editing that I can't show this company. But writing is definitely my strongest skill, I think. I am a writer. I've been published. I've won nothing exciting. I haven't won Pulitzer Awards or anything, but I have won awards for my writing. It's been a long time since I've written anything that did get published, but I have appeared in a few magazines, literary magazines, and things of that nature, primarily science fiction fantasy. So I love writing. I think I'm pretty good at it, honestly, and so it's exciting that, I might be able to kind of leverage that ability with words into something that might actually turn into a job. They're definitely still interested. I'm going to be doing a follow-up interview with the company on Monday by phone. And knock on wood, there's wood somewhere behind me, so I'm going to knock. It looks like I'm knocking on my bed. So that still counts, right? But knock on wood, hopefully I'm sorry, am I getting warm for you? Hopefully I will be able to turn this into a job. I'm very excited about it. Am I boring you? You're so critical of my work. You never support me in anything that I do. You never support me. You always give me the side eye in these videos. One of these days I'm going to do a video where I just pull out all the Domino segments from my previous videos and put together a montage so that you guys can see exactly how shady she is whenever she's looking at me in these videos and rolling her eyes and sighing. But that is my one piece of good news. Additionally, tomorrow is my wedding anniversary with my husband. And it's actually a double anniversary. Tomorrow will be 4 years to the day since we were legally married, which happened just prior to it becoming legal throughout the United States. We actually had to travel out of state to get married. But that was one of the greatest days of my life. And tomorrow is also the 13-year anniversary of the day that we became a couple. We got married on our 9th anniversary together. And so tomorrow will be 13 years that we've been together. and it will be 4 years that we've been married. So we're not planning on doing anything for it, except just kind of our normal lives, just because everything has been really hectic lately. But it is a special, milestone for us, and I'm so happy that we've been together for that long and just both love each other as much as we do, and we're so happy together. And Domino's happy that she doesn't come from a broken home. But the main topic that I wanted to talk about this week, and like I said, I'm going to keep this relatively brief, is I wanted to talk about two special relationships in my life that I may have mentioned before. I know that one of these people did appear in one of my videos at one time, but I wanted to talk about my big brother and my nephew, and like not in a biological sense, but adopted family within the ABDL community. So I do want to talk briefly about my big brother. He is the coolest guy on the planet. As a good little brother should, I completely look up to him and idolize him and also torment him. He is just a terrific person, and we initially met through Tumblr. I had made a post, well over a year ago. I'd have to look up the date to find out, but I had made a post where I was talking about feeling a little lonely and down. And he sent me a message, and we started talking and found that we really had a lot in common, and just really sort of hit it off. And he kind of forcibly adopted me as his little brother. Now I'm older than he is by a decent margin, which is kind of funny because I am the little brother and he's the big brother, but I'm chronologically older than he is. But he is such a good big brother. He checks in with me constantly. We talk almost daily, sometimes for hours. Sometimes we'll call each other on the phone and just talk for ages. He is just a truly wonderful person. He has kind of helped me through some emotionally difficult stuff. Plus he torments me all the time, which is kind of awesome because when I was an actual child, I only have one sibling. I have a sister, and she's younger than I am. And I always wanted to have a brother, especially an older brother that I could look up to. And so the fact that I kind of have that now, and I really do feel a brotherly connection to him that goes beyond, the fact that we both wear diapers and things like that. I really do feel like this person is my brother, for life, and I love him to pieces, and the fact that we do torment each other a little bit, but we also play together, and we support each other and things like that. That's amazing to me, and I'm so grateful for him. He is truly one of the important people of my life, and unfortunately he lives in Georgia, which, if you're not from the United States, is the state directly to the north of Florida. And for frame of context, from my door to his door is probably about 5 hours. Excuse me. So he's a pretty good distance away, but we have been able to hang out before. We've even talked about when he goes on a business trip, dragging me around with him, which I think would be super fun. So, am I boring you? I'm so sorry. But I'm going to take my hood off. I love my Stitch costume, but I'm getting a little warm. But that's my relationship with my brother. And then the other person that I wanted to kind of sort of vicariously introduce you guys to is my nephew. And he is a really, really special person that brings a lot of things out of me that I wasn't even sure were there. My nephew and I met over a year ago. In fact, it's been longer than that. It's been a good deal longer than that, actually. It was not too long after we had moved to Florida after my father had passed away. And, full disclosure, I kind of hate the town that I live in. There is no ABDL community here at all. It's a very conservative, right-wing, small town sort of atmosphere. Like, it's not like they're openly hostile towards gay people, but like I don't feel comfortable holding my husband's hand in the mall or something like that. That sort of level. And I really don't like living here. We moved back after my father passed away to help, my mother as much as possible. But when we had first moved here, we really didn't make very many friends, if at all, just because, we were both working so much, and the kind of people that we would feel close to, there really aren't that many people around here like that. There's no real ABDL community, like I said. And so I was looking for friends and kind of widening my net out to like all of North and Central Florida. And my nephew and I met. He lives in Orlando, which is about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half. You're going to fall off the bed, goober. But he's maybe hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes south of us. We hung out for a day, had a great time. We had lunch together, spent a lot of time palling around. I changed his diaper in the back of my car in a parking lot. It was a good day. It was a lot of fun, and we really hit it off. And as time has progressed, like, my relationship with him has kind of changed over time. Like, we're really good friends. Like, even if we didn't have this in common, the connection to being ABs and wearing diapers and things like that. Even if we did not have that in common, this is somebody that I would really like and enjoy spending time with. And we're really good friends outside of our relationship. But our relationship itself has kind of changed over time. And, not really consciously, but I guess I started kind of taking a more parental role with him. And eventually he started calling me Uncle Jason, and asked me if that was okay. And I said, of course. And, he calls my husband, uncle as well. So we've talked a whole lot. And it's a relationship that I want to go into in more detail, but it would have to be in an age-restricted video. Like, it's nothing like super kinky, sexy, anything like that, but he has specific things that he's looking for in a parental figure that I think are a way for him to kind of get into little space that I really want to be able to provide for him. He's a wonderful person, and he works too hard, just like my husband does. And I genuinely, have like parental feelings toward him. Like, I don't know if he's looking for a daddy or anything like that, if he's even interested in something like that, but that's sort of like, even though I'm his uncle, that's sort of like where our relationship is. And, I want to be able to, give him all the things that he needs as a little. And I like that because I've never really seen myself as like a parental type. I mean, like you guys know, it's only been relatively recently, in recent years, that I've really been able to embrace my adult baby side. See what I mean? I'm getting so dried out today. Hold on. I'm sorry. But that's something that I want to be able to give him as much as possible. And like, I'm surprised at myself that that's sort of where our relationship is, because it's not where I kind of set out to take it. But he brings out sort of like warm, fuzzy feelings in me that I just want to, hug him up and take care of him and make him feel good and make him feel safe and secure and loved and happy. And I like that. I've mentioned before, I was a daddy once, and unfortunately that relationship did not go the way that I really wanted it to. But it was a good experience. And my little boy came to visit us back years ago when we were living in North Carolina, and he stayed for a month. And he has specific physical limitations. Like, he's in a wheelchair. and he needs like extra physical assistance to do certain things. And so I did those for him. Like, he would wake me up in the middle of the night, crying because his legs were hurting, and I would massage his legs, and I helped him to get dressed, and I changed him constantly, and bathed him, and basically did everything for him for a month. And like, to the point that I was losing sleep. It was just like being a new parent, I swear. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And unfortunately, through a set of really stupid circumstances, at the end of the month he went home, and he had a freak out and stopped talking to me, and like, with no explanation, and it kind of devastated me. And I didn't hear from him again until 4 or 5 months later. He called me out of the blue because he had been at a bar and he had gotten so intoxicated that they asked him to leave. And so he was sitting in his car in the parking lot and wanted somebody to stay on the phone with him and talk to him until he was sober enough to drive home. And so I did that, and I was on the phone with him for over 4 hours, just kind of checking on him and making sure he was okay and keeping him awake, and kind of talking him back to sobriety. And then once he was sober, we hung up, and that was the last time that he ever talked to me. And I don't think that that's fair, and it did hurt my feelings. But the relationship itself was something really positive. Like, I had never even considered being like a parental figure. And that kind of, I don't know, it surprised me that I enjoyed it so much. And so with my nephew, it's kind of been this situation where we've sort of fallen into that. And I love that. Like, I love, being able to send him messages that say, "Good morning, sport. How did you sleep, champ?" Being able to tell him good night every night, and making him go to bed at a decent hour, because just like me, he has a really bad habit of staying up way too late. And just kind of helping him to feel little and loved and safe. Like, I get something from that I can't quite put into words, but I really do. And so I do want to talk about my relationship with him at more length and more detail in a future video. I've gotten his permission to do so. Like, he doesn't mind if I talk about it. But a lot of it has to do with the psychology behind what makes him feel little, and things like that. Spankings and corner time and bath time and change time and bedtime and things like that, that are a little bit more specific and a little more like adult oriented, that I want to put into a video that I can set up as age restricted content, where I can be a little bit more expressive about what's going on behind all of that. But it's not like a sexual relationship. Like, I don't feel that way about my brother or my nephew. Like, with my brother, like, that's kind of gross. Like, I feel like that's like my brother, so ew. He's very handsome, but ew. And with my nephew, it's not that kind of a relationship. It's he just needs help feeling little, and I want to make him feel little and feel good and feel happy. And I'm very blessed to have both of these people in my life, and it's helping me to find new dimensions to myself that I didn't know I had. And finding out that I really do enjoy being a daddy, even though I'm not. I'm an uncle, but it's the same principles. I really do enjoy that, and that's not something that I expected to enjoy. And like with my brother, that's evolved into a relationship all its own. He is like totally my brother, like in every way other than by blood test. And I think that's super. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about these people that are in my life that I haven't really had a chance to address before, and kind of let you guys know how grateful I am. And my gosh, I am so dry. Like, I don't know what's going on with this weather, but I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try to jump cut these out, even though I swore I would never do jump cuts. But I did want to just talk about it a little bit and kind of introduce them to you guys, in a way that, you can understand why it's so important to me that I have these relationships. And I mean, in general, I'm a really lonely person. Like, I don't have any local friends, really. And I don't have a whole lot of online friends either. And so having these connections with two people that genuinely love me and care about me and make me feel, valued to them is something that I really need. And it makes me really happy. So that's all for this video this time, guys. Thank you so much for sticking by me and watching my channel. Thank you to my, I think, 17 or 19 subscribers that I've picked up this month. Like, really, thank you. I never ever want you guys to feel like you have to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. It makes me feel special. And I guess in a way it does help you to kind of keep track of when I post up new videos, although it will always be on Fridays. I swear, knock on wood back there, I swear that I'm going to try my best to make sure that my videos are up by Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, which is GMT minus 5, I believe. But I'm going to try my best to make sure that I update on a regular basis. So don't feel like you have to subscribe. I know that there are a lot of circumstances where somebody might have to be really careful about, who sees their YouTube watch history or who they're subscribing to, because I know a lot of people have to keep this side of themselves very personal. I'm very fortunate that I live a life where I don't, and I can, be myself on camera, and I don't have to hide that part of myself in very many circumstances, but I understand that, some people do. So, like, I never want anybody to feel like they have to subscribe to my channel, or that I'm trying to push anybody to subscribe or comment or anything like that, because I understand why you might not want to. But for the people who have, thank you. Like, I feel really gratified that you guys like my content and you want me to keep going. That definitely makes me feel wonderful. Like, this has been more of a success than I ever imagined. Honestly, I when I started this channel, I honestly in my heart thought that I would be talking to myself and that nobody was going to be watching my videos. And, I was doing this entirely as a project to keep me occupied and keep me from being bored and alone at home. And the fact that people have responded and appreciate what I'm doing is just mind-boggling and just makes me feel wonderful. So thank you so much to all of my new subscribers this month. Thank you to all of my subscribers that have been with me all along. Thank you if you're watching this and aren't subscribed, just for watching my content, and giving me a platform to be able to share my thoughts on what it's like being an ABDL and all the little weird things about my life and things like that. So thank you so much, everyone. And from Domino, she's not going to let me do this, but oh my gosh, I'm touching her foot and she's not freaking out. She hates it when you touch her feet. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye, guys. You say bye? Domino? Hello? Bye, guys.